At the RV1 Center in Tampa, Florida, where we can see the Jayco Pinnacle. This one's for you, Richard, and everybody else as well that's interested in the Pinnacle. But we had a subscriber ask for this one, and we're super excited to show it to you. So we are going to tour the Jayco Pinnacle 36ssws today. I also want to remind you that their nuts and bolts construction video will be at the end, and you can link to that and learn way more detail about how the Pinnacle's actually manufactured. As well, there'll be an adventure, and don't forget you can hit the subscribe button any old time and come along with us on all of our adventures. So let's not also forget that these are mine and Corey's opinions from all the research that we do, but we're not the experts, and we're really happy if you guys as owners or dealers or manufacturers would like to share with us in the comments any information that you may have on these rigs, because it's always great for us all to learn. So in this slide, you get a huge residential refrigerator. So it has a lock on it. That's very cool. Whirlpool side by side. How do you like that? Can fit a lot of stuff in there. Only downside for me would be that it's going to be all electric, so it's going to have a big draw. But you also get your ice and water, and that's very cool. Moving on down, you get the 3-burner propane Furrion stove, which is, I love. I think this is like, this would be the stove for me. If I could just pick any old stove, this would be it. And then moving down, you get the fairly decent sized oven as well. Now, I did notice that it's an option to have that like residential apartment size 4-burner stove in the other Pinnacle. So think about that. There are some different choices for you. You do get the solid surface. I like that there's room here to, you know, put some stuff. You do get a nice little tile backsplash back there, a real one I might add, with this window. I do like having a window. The only other thing I'd say is that they should have carried that backsplash over to this wall. You also get a microwave, and I'm just checking to see if it's convection, and I would say no, it's not. It's just microwave. There's storage or something up there that I can't reach. There's some there, small but usable, right? And then down below the oven is another pretty decent, I mean it's not tall, but it's pretty deep. And 3 more. Oh, they're really into this telescoping stuff. So that's kind of cool, right? So we've got wood drawers with the roller glider things on there. And then 2 more with another slidey thing. That's very cool. I do like that. You know, the only problem is I'd put like big spoons, like ladles and stuff down here, and it would always get caught up this, and then we'd be complaining. But I think this is very cool. I like it. Okay, and then behind this nice door, we get a pantry, a good pantry, I might add. Okay, so you get shelves, and then you get pull-out drawers. 4 of them in varying depths. There's a plug-in in there as well. What I'm not seeing is a light, but you could put a light in with no problem at all. So very nice. Liking that. Okay, so now let's talk about the island, because we're in a 5th wheel. Of course it has an island. I can see it's not here right now, but it does have the pop-up electrical outlet thing, so that's very cool. Solid surface again. A split cover over the sink that I quite like. Ooh. So it's an undermount stainless farm sink. So hopefully when Corey comes around this way, you'll be able to see that it has that farm style front to it. You also get quite a nice big high tap with sprayer. So I do like that a lot. Underneath is a big space that accommodates quite a large garbage can. So that's cool. And you get 3 more drawers. This is quite deep. And 2 more. So I'm liking that because I love drawers. You guys already know that. Yeah, so this is a pretty decent kitchen. I mean, I do always get concerned about slides in front of the stove. So, but it doesn't make me stand, like some of them make you stand back here while you're cooking, right? And you can get in here and do everything you need. So I do like that. Let's move on to the living room area. So this is a big TV. Again, folks, I'll find out the numbers because I don't know what they are. But it's the TV that will slide down behind the fireplace. Again, I love the fireplace. You got your sound bar there. And so there's a big window behind it. I can't show it to you, but it's there. And then there's some small storage up above. So that's nice. Then we're coming around. So this is a fold-out couch that is pretty comfortable. A bit lighter color upholstery. I noticed in the other one that everything was quite dark, which is too bad because a lot of folks, I mean, it looks nice, but a lot of folks are really preferring more lighter stuff. You do get a bit of a cupboard here to, you know, put your coffee or whatever on. USB, electrical. Here's something. We're noticing a lot of DIY folks who are updating their rigs are taking down those side valances. So they're keeping the upper valance that hides the roller blinds, but they have taken off the side and then they've added a bit of trim. So it still finishes off the window, but it isn't that big kind of clunky piece. These were the frameless windows, which you just turn, if I can get it open. Ow. There we go. You just turn those that way and the airflow comes in. Gotta love fifth wheels because you get great big windows. So this would make out into a bed. Huge window, kind of small storage up there. Just that I've seen in others that storage can be a lot bigger, but I mean, I can't reach it anyways, so it doesn't bother me at all that it's a bit smaller. This is quite a spacious living room area, and you do get this nice ottoman, and I like it because it's going to have storage in there, right? Or you can put that down and put your feet up. Or if it's not for you, you could put a coffee table in this space. Like, it's just a matter of what you do with it when you close it up. But I mean, this is a big space. So then you get this theater seating. This is a little softer than that one. No middle piece, but that's fine. I think this is quite comfortable. You get all your standard, you know, heat and massage and all that kind of stuff. Love having the window here. Very nice. Nothing obstructs the TV view. Let's see. So you got some more storage here. I can reach it. I like stuff inside the slides. And it's quite deep and good. So LED lighting. And it's not too blingy. Even if we move over here to the eating area, you can see that this has a nice little decorative shade over it, but it's not too much. Even over the island, you get these hanging lights, which I actually really quite like. They're not too fancy. I mean, it is still another thing to dust and take care of, but they're nice. So you get 2 freestanding chairs. The table itself is not completely freestanding. It is attached to this piece back here. So you do get a little bit of counter there. And I'm just going to move this chair and show you that there is also a bit of cabinetry in there. Nothing huge, but it's there. And then the table can lift up and slide out. Not sure how far. I think there might be a few screws loose here.
The table?
Not me, the table. So it can make out into a bigger table. So there'll be 2 more chairs that match all of this to get it. I just want to look underneath to see if it were to fold down. It does not appear to fold down. So I'm not sure why they didn't just make it a freestanding table. Now let's talk about the floor. This is vinyl floor, and I'm noticing all of the heat ducting is in the floor. And I did notice that from underneath too. So this is sheet metal ducting, like you'd have in a house. I don't love that it's in the floor. I prefer that it came out of a few other places, but these are pretty well built, strong floors, so I don't think it's too big of a deal. Let's come on. Oh, I did also want to mention that there is electric on the side here of the island as well. Here, if you look up, there is a ceiling fan in here, but there's also the intake and the output ducting for the AC, which has all of the venting in here, heating and AC, is that sheet metal, and it's quite a bit larger, so it can move more air, and it moves it in more of a circular pattern, which they tell me is more efficient. So that's kind of cool too. And let's go over and go upstairs. Oh, wait a sec, I'm noticing. Oh, right, remember when we were underneath, we looked at that there's a central vac. So here's your sweeper piece, and you're plugging in the hose piece. So that's cool. Okay. So this is different, that we're coming up on basically the driver's side of the trailer. But let's check this bathroom out. First of all, you know I love it. It has a pocket door. I can even reach the little clasp to keep it closed. I love a pocket door. Then, this is a special bathroom. Okay, solid surface, tons of countertop space, 2 sinks. I'd like them to be a little bit bigger. They're deep sinks, but the tap, like, okay, so just imagine, maybe you guys do it differently than I do, but I'm brushing my teeth, I'm spitting, and then I out of the tap to rinse my mouth, okay? Now my lips are not touching the tap, but I'm getting the water from the tap to rinse.
I'm sure everybody does that.
I don't know. I'm just saying that's how I practically, and honestly, people, when you're looking for your RV, go in and imagine. I hear people complain about it all the time. Wow, the sink was too small. You should have tried it out, right? Get your head in there if that's what you do. Do whatever you would normally do. Go through those motions so you can see how it fits you. Anyhow, I could make it work. This is a really cool countertop. I love it. This is a real tile backsplash. That's great. You've got electrical on both sides. This is a pretty decent mirror setup. I mean, you probably would like it to be a little lower, but it's decent. And then there's some storage there on both sides with more mirror in the door. Going down, I mean, look at the amount of cabinet space in here. It just is huge all the way through on both sides. Over here by the toilet, where you wouldn't open a cabinet door anyways, you do get a small drawer and your toilet paper holder, and then you could just, you know what I would put in there? The extra toilet paper. Then your toilet here. Now this is something everybody should try out, right? How's your elbow room? Do you feel comfortable? How much space do you have? This would be fine for us, but for some of you it may not. And so again, come in, try stuff out, sit down, don't just browse. You need to see if this fits you. So this is a Dometic porcelain. Oh, the bowl is porcelain, plastic, foot flush. Then, this is something I've not seen before. It's very cool. This is a huge shower. Huge. Like, I don't know. You got shelving, which is that solid surface stuff. You've got this glass, which we all know Corey's not going to like. It doesn't even have a curtain. Like, do you think it needs a curtain?
I don't know.
It's just that it's so
Or
big.
it's got a slidey door on
Where?
the bottom.
What the heck is this? Okay, so that's undone. How cool is that? Okay, but you don't think the water will go out there?
Apparently not. I don't know.
I guess not, right? Like by the time it's spring, it's down. How cool is that? Okay, so a few features.
Don't forget that that's there when you try and get out.
It looks like it's tile, but it's not. These are like a plastic type sheet that's going around. So the good thing about that is there's no seams for caulking or anything like that. Then you have this shower base, and it goes up underneath so that this plasticky stuff goes over top. Now, I would still caulk that. I know people think I'm crazy for that, but just a precaution. Then you get a little skylight. You get pretty decent fixtures there that you can slide up and down on here. Oh, you get a little soap dish too. So that's all good. And then moving over to this side, you do have a towel rack. So apparently they do not think that water's going to reach over here. And you get a seat. Okay, so this is the question I have about RVs that have seats in the shower. If you're boondocking, you're never going to have that shower running long enough to use a seat. But it's kind of cool, right? And especially if you're hooked up, it's a great place to shave your legs, you know. It's just kind of cool. So I like it. Okay, so let's take a look at this storage space. So this can be a closet or a shelf that does go all the way through to the next part. And I'm noticing that there's electrical and plumbing in here so that you could put a one unit, like a combo unit washer dryer. You couldn't put separate ones. And then this goes into the bedroom from this point. Now I'm just looking about the door. Is there?
Behind you.
Oh, here. Oh, okay. So this is quite a heavy duty door. It's got this glass panel in it. Yeah. That's quite a door, you know, considering. Mm-hmm. When you come into this side, can you see around there? I just want to show you that, again, you can have this as closet space, but it is big enough, and it does have an opening that goes through to the other side. So you probably could run electrical or plumbing through there so that you could have a washer on one side, a dryer on the other. And I see the other door is not present. So let's come into the bedroom and take a look, because this is where that telescoping slide was. So I want to show you a few, well, I want to show you a lot of things in here, but so this looks like a king bed. If this is what they're calling the nightstand, I'm not excited about that. I would need something different. So this is the main slide, and then it pushes out even further to this slide. So it is possible that you only have to open the main slide, depending on how much room you want at the end of the bed. But if you only wanted to open one, you could. You do have windows, though, in this one, and if you didn't open the whole thing, you would not be able to see out that window. Just a thought. There is electrical down there. There's also LED lights there, and there is a switch that you can reach from getting out of bed, or from in bed. You don't have to get out of bed to turn those off and on, so I love that. Believe it or not, I've seen that happen in a lot of stuff. Okay, so at the very front of this, you get this huge window. I love the window. I think that's so nice. There's electrical in here, there's lighting, you get this whole private sitting area, you can see the TV, you know, it just gives you an extra space. I mean, you could turn this into a workspace, you could really make it whatever you want. But I also noticed in that other one next door that this whole front is closet space. So depending on what your needs are and how you're traveling and all of those kinds of things would depend on whether you wanted this to be window and seating area or closet. I also noticed in the other one that had the closet here that this room is dark, super dark. But if you need the extra closet space, say you're using up that other stuff to put a washer and dryer in, then you may want to have this as closet space. Just choices, right? Wonder what's underneath here. Oh yeah, okay, so there is 3 drawers across here. So I mean, it's not like you're not getting to use the space. There's also a little bit of storage in both corners. Nice lighting. It is nice. Then if we move over to this side, you get some smaller storage on both sides of the TV. You get the nice windows. Like that's great. If you're lying in bed, you could look right out this window. At least I would, because I don't pull the blind. Smaller storage here, but you get a second fireplace in your bedroom. So I mean, really, this bedroom is taking it up a notch as far as being more of a suite, right? A space to do more than just change your clothes and go to sleep in, but this is a hangout space, and I do like that about it. Moving over here, they do have a charging place for USB and electrical. So here's another closet, and I like the way the rod is in here. Do you see that? It's going this way, not this way, so that you can hang things from front to back like that. So that's good. And then below is 1, 2, 3 drawers. So there's quite a bit of space in here with this telescoping slide. It really gives you quite a bit of floor space. There's AC ducting in here, speakers, LED lights, and there's venting in the floor. So you are getting the full circulation of air in this whole bedroom area. Let's take a look under here. Does that lift up? It does. Oh, there's that door we were looking for, the extra chairs, there's storage. So that's all good. And it's pretty easy to put up and down. What I want to look at now, let's go down to the main part and imagine all the slides closed and see what we can access. Come on. Next we want to talk about what we're calling the Cracker Barrel factor. Just because we spent the night at Cracker Barrel last night and we thought about this. But you need to know what you can access in your rig with the slides closed, because if you're boondocking at Cracker Barrel, you're not opening everything up. So you need to know. So this slide with the dining and the theater seating is going to come in probably to about here, and you might be able to squeeze through here. Then this slide with your fridge and stove and things, that's going to butt right up against here. Then we've got, remember, this telescoping slide here, and this is the beginning of the big part of it, and this is going to come all the way in, right? I guess it's not going to hit this rail, but it'll be mighty close, because there's this piece that's going to come up in the door jamb. You have to make sure your bedroom door is open because of the way it butts up against, and there's a little locking mechanism behind this door to hold it in place when you're traveling. So that kind of limits your access up here. Then down in this area, when you're coming in the door, you can probably get at your refrigerator portion, but you'd have a tight time getting at the freezer. You're not going to access your stove oven. You could access your sink from here, and possibly as you squeeze through here, you would have access to your table and you would have access to those chairs. So I think the significant thing to me in this rig is if you're pulling into one of those places where you're not opening your slides, it's usually just a spend the night kind of place. This rig doesn't do it for that because you can't access either of the 2 beds with the slides in. So if you're interested in this rig, it just means that you're not going to go to places where you can't open the slide. You'll just go elsewhere. One of the most important numbers to look at here at the RV1 Superstore in Tampa, you can get the 2020 Pinnacle 36ssws for $80,401 US. So I've decided this is where I'm going to come for my private time in this rig. This is a very cool shower, but I want to talk about the numbers with you. So this is the 2020 Jayco Pinnacle 36ssws. It has an exterior length of 40 feet 1 inches, an exterior width of 8 foot 6 inches, exterior height including the AC is 13 feet 6 inches, and the interior height in the main area is 8 foot 6 inches, and up in the bedroom is 6 foot 6 inches. The unloaded vehicle weight, 13,910 pounds. The dry hitch weight, 3,287 pounds. The GVW, 16,750 pounds, and the cargo carrying capacity at 2,840 pounds. Fresh water, 85 gallons. Gray is at 87 gallons, and that's a split tank system. And the black is at 50 gallons. Then there were a couple other little details that I wanted to point out. One being that there is toe kick lighting in the bathroom, bedroom, and kitchen area. So at night you can just sort of kick something and see what's going on. The residential refrigerator is at 21 cubic feet, and it does have a 1200 watt pure sine wave inverter, so that's important. 15,000 BTU whisper quiet AC, and there can be one in the bedroom and one down in the main area. And there's also a 20 gallon per hour gas electric quick recovery hot water heater. So that's good too. So I hope that's helped you out, answered some of your questions. And of course, if you have some extra information that you could add in the comments, we'd love that. It's just helpful to everyone watching. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. We love hearing from you. Click on one of the links in the end to take you to the Nuts and Bolts construction or an adventure or another tour. We love having you around. Thanks for watching.